Hello, my dear students. Welcome to Chakri Science Academy. In today's session, we will discuss a very important competency-based questions. Remember, these questions are sure going to come in your board examination. So today we have come up with competency-based questions from the first chapter, chemical reactions and equations. So I will not only solve these questions, but I will also tell you how to approach these type of questions. So let's see the first one. They're saying we are having two containers. One is made up of copper, one is made up of aluminium. Now they have given us four solutions. One is dilute HCl, dilute HNO3, zinc chloride, and water. Now they are asking which of the solutions can be kept in a copper container and which solutions can be kept in an aluminium container. Now we have to make sure there should not be a reaction, then only we'll be able to keep it. They should be present in their original form. So there should be no reaction. So when we talk about a copper first, so we know copper has a very low reactivity and this metal is placed below hydrogen. So one thing is sure, it can't displace the hydrogen gas with acid. So keeping dilute HCl is safe. So first answer is dilute HCl can be easily kept in a copper. Second, we expect the same for dilute HNO3 also, but there is a catch. Dilute HNO3, we actually cannot keep it. The reason? Because HNO3 is a very strong oxidizing agent. So there will be a reaction. Now see the reaction. So when copper reacts with HNO3, it will give you copper nitrate, CuNO3 whole twice. And along with that, it forms nitric oxide and the hydrogen will be oxidized to H2O. So you can see reaction is happening, so we can't keep it. And it's very important whenever you write an equation in your board exam, you need to balance it, else you will lose marks. So let's balance this equation. So copper will be 3, HNO3 will be 8. So here also we need to keep the copper 3. Okay, and here the NO will be 2 and H2O will be 4. Now you can see the reaction is balanced. Now let's talk about the third. The third one, it says ZnCl2. Now what about ZnCl2 guys? So ZnCl2, we know zinc is having a higher reactivity than copper. So it is safe to keep it. There will be no reaction. And we know copper does not react with water. So water can be also kept. So this is about copper. Now let's have a discussion about the aluminium. So when we talk about aluminium guys, so let's see. So in aluminium, we know aluminium has a very high reactivity. So first thing is when we see dilute HCl, it will definitely react and it will form AlCl3 and it will displace the hydrogen gas. So we can't keep the dilute HCl. But when we talk about dilute HNO3, as we know, it's a very strong oxidizing agent. So what will happen? It will oxidize the aluminium and there will be a protective oxide layer will form and which will make it passive for the reaction with HNO3. So hence we can keep it. Understood? It will oxidize the metal and a protective layer of oxide will form due to HNO3 and then it will make it passive for the reaction with HNO3. So aluminium oxidation is good for aluminium because it is protecting it. So hence we can easily keep it. Third, ZnCl2. So we know aluminium has a higher reactivity with zinc. Okay, so it means ZnCl2 cannot be kept. For water, now understand, if water is in the form of steam, then aluminium will react to form alumina and H2O. Al2O3 it will form. But they just mentioned water, we consider it is in liquid state. So in liquid state, water can be kept. Remember, steam forming, okay, steam H2O can't be kept because steam H2O reacts with Fe, okay. Now we will see the next question. So in the next question, we can see it says a strip of metal X is immersed in aqueous solution of salt YSO4 and the color is blue. Now, after some time, a layer of metal Y from the salt solution is deposited on the strip of the metal X. And it says, whereas the metal X is used for galvanization and metal Y is employed as making electrical cables. So now they are asking, identify X, identify Y, identify the salt which is blue in color because the hint is given in the question. So one thing we know when it comes to galvanization, okay, so we know the metal has to be zinc. So which metal is used in galvanization? Metal X. So we know the X must be a zinc. Now when we talk about metal Y, so what are the hints we have for the metal Y? So first it says it's YSO4. Its sulfate solution is blue. That is your hint number one. And you have a hint number two, which says that it is used in making electrical cables. It is used in making electric cables. So we know silver metal has a very high, conductivity and it is best for used as an electric cable. But because of its expensive nature, we use copper. So that means, and if you see actually copper is used in making electrical cable, and if you see the copper sulfate solution, it is blue in color. So one thing we are sure, the Y must be copper. Now let's fit everything in the question. So then the salt must be CuSO4, okay, because we know it is blue vitriol, it makes a blue color solution. And now what is the nature of chemical reaction? So let's see this. So when you react copper sulfate with zinc, so we will observe a displacement reaction because zinc is more reactive than copper. So what we will see, it will form ZnSO4 plus Cu. So all these points fits into this question. That means this is your final answer. So now, like this, let's see the next question. So our next question is asking a water insoluble substance is there X. So that is what we know about X. Now it reacts with H2SO4 and it releases a colorless and odorless gas accompanied by brisk effervescence. Now it's a very big hint, guys. The gas which has which is colorless, odorless, and has a brisk effervescence. I know where it is going, but let's read the question more. So when the gas was passed through water, the solution turned blue litmus red. Okay, another confirmation for the gas. And it says on bubbling the gas through lime water, okay, it initially became milky, and then later on, when you further did the, passing the gas, milkiness disappeared. So I think we have got our answer. We know which gas it is talking about. So our gas is one certain. The gas is CO2. After so many hints, brisk effervescence, lime water turned milky. Moreover, see, when CO2 react in H2O, it forms a carbonic acid. This acid turns blue litmus red. Okay, so many confirmations are there. But the question arises, what is that insoluble substance? Now understand that this substance on reacting with the acid forming CO2. So we know it has to be a carbonate, okay? Because carbonate on action with acid forms CO2 gas. So and also it says it is water insoluble, so we know that it's calcium carbonate. So let's do the reaction CaCO3 plus H2SO4. So what it will give us? So the reaction will be CaSO4 plus H2O plus CO2. So this was our gas. And moreover, now it says lime water, it turns milky. So when you see lime water is CaH whole twice, okay? And when you pass CO2 gas, so what it will do? So remember when you pass the CO2, okay? So it gets you formation of CaCO3 plus H2O, and this CaCO3 is insoluble, and because of its insoluble nature, it turns the lime water milky because of its insoluble nature. But it says when you kept on passing CO2, it means we are going to pass this CO2 in the solution. So CaCO3 plus H2O, if you keep on passing the CO2, you will see the calcium carbonate forms bicarbonate. So it forms CaOH, calcium bicarbonate. So it forms CaHCO3. It will form calcium bicarbonate whole twice, okay? And you can see it is soluble in water. So calcium bicarbonate is water soluble. That is why the milkiness disappears. So the milkiness will disappear. So this is the final answer. So see what is the hint given in each question, and one by one you write it up and automatically you will keep solving the question. So make sure you do practice of enough reaction and also ensure the balancing. Now let's see the next question. Okay, so in this question it says a white solid A decomposes on heating in the presence of a black substance X to form a compound B. Now, which a solid along with a gas. Now understand how it is saying you have a substance A and that is white. Now, when you heat it in the presence of something called X, it changes into B along with the formation of a gas C. So you have to write down the information like this. Now it says that when aqueous solution of B is reacted with silver nitrate, then a white precipitate of silver chloride is formed. So another hint is when you are reacting it with aqueous solution of silver nitrate. So when you're reacting with AgNO3, it forms a white precipitate of AgCl is formed. Then it says a hint about the gas C that it does not burns itself, but it helps in burning of the other substance. It means Itself, it is non-combustible. It doesn't catch fire, but it is a supporter of the combustion. So we know which gas they are talking about. It has to be a oxygen. Now, with this information, what we can understand, what was the reaction which helps in, formation of the oxygen? It is used in industrial process also, and we know that is potassium chlorate, KClO3, which is on thermal decomposition forms KCl and O2. Now understand here, important thing is what is that exception? So it's a catalyst. Its role is it is a catalyst. It speeds up the reaction. So it is MnO2. Okay, so this is our catalyst MnO2, and that is the color it has is black, and this is your white. This was the white substance. This is the black substance. Its role is it is a catalyst. Its role is catalyst. Now, moreover, when you react the KCl with AgNO3, double displacement reaction will take place and it forms AgCl, which is a white PPT with formation of byproduct that is potassium nitrate. And that's how we finish this reaction. But important thing is you missed out balancing. I told you again in board examination, you have to write every reaction balanced. So you are supposed to balance this reaction as well. So how do we do the balancing for this equation? So for balancing, you can just say we will be adding here. Okay, we'll add 2 here. Now we can see 2 into 3 is 6 and we can add 3. So we can say chlorine is 2, potassium is 2, oxygen is 3 into 2, 6, 3 into 6. So reaction is balanced. Okay. So now I'll give you one question which you can solve it as a homework. So guys, here is another question. And I want you to solve this question as a homework and don't forget to put your answers in the comment box below and keep following Chakri Science Academy for more such videos. So take care and bye-bye.